I'm Kerry from Love Wedding Studio and welcome to my outdoor office, aka front garden. Just how we're working at the minute with everything going on, but we'll struggle through, especially on a beautiful sunny day like today. So I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love an engagement story. I love speaking to couples that come into our studio to find out how they got engaged and find out the details. I love following accounts on Instagram, proposals and how they're done. I love watching videos. It gives me butterflies and gets me really excited for the journey ahead. So I thought it would be a really good idea if we shared some engagement stories with you. I've reached out to some couples and they have agreed to share their story. But in the meantime, I thought it would actually be really fun to find out from some of the local businesses in the wedding industry their engagement stories and how they got engaged. So they are coming up. But in the meantime, I thought I would share my engagement story first. Enjoy. John and I have been together for 7 years when we went on holiday to America for 3 weeks with John's sister, husband and 2 kids. One of the weeks we were in the shopping centres and his sister went in to get some jewellery cleaned, and when we were in there the sales assistant was kind of joking about why we weren't engaged, etc, etc, and proceeded then to take out engagement rings and get us to try them on. So kind of laughed it off, joked about it, you know, oh yeah, this one's nice, never thought anything of it, and off we went. And then John said about going fishing one evening, and I was like, yeah. Now there's a little bit of debate. He seems to think that I needed a wee bit of persuasion to go with him, but I eventually went with him, and I sat and I read a book. When the sun started to go down, it started to get cold, and of course I was hungry. And we all know what it's like when the hunger kicks in. Cold, hungry, moody, wanted to go home. And John suggested going for a walk along the beach. And I was like, I'm not going for a walk, I'm too cold, I'm hungry, I want food, moody. In the car, slammed the door and sat there and just kind of pondered for a bit. He was walking about outside, he was going, you sure you don't want to go for a walk? No, I'm fine. Really? Can we not just go for a walk? No, don't want to go for a walk. So sat there and pondered a bit and thought, okay, that's just being nasty, let's go. Alright, let's go for a walk. So off we went. Beautiful down here, isn't it? Yeah, it's lovely. Still cold, still hungry. Let's go right down to the edge here. Really? Do I have to? So off we go. You know what it's like when you're in a bit of a strop. And off we went down there and stand at the water's edge just as the sun's about to set. Clouds roll over it, and as I turn around, John's down on one knee and proposing. Cue tears, cue a lot of squeals, cue a lot of oh my god, I'm terrible, oh my god. And needless to say, absolutely delighted, but felt awful for how I had got on. And we got back into the car, still oh my god, went to McDonald's, had a McDonald's dinner to celebrate, and then made a few phone calls. But it was absolutely beautiful and wouldn't change it for the world.
Hi, my name is Barrett Quinn and I'm a Humanist wedding celebrant in Northern Ireland. I write and conduct non-religious, legal but meaningful wedding ceremonies for amazing couples. As you can imagine, I love love stories, so I'm very honoured to be asked to be part of this amazing endeavour. The love story I'm going to talk about today is my own, the engagement story of myself and my husband Will. We've been together for 7 years, but we've been married for almost 4, and our engagement story took place in Newquay in Cornwall. My husband's originally from Cornwall, so we would visit quite a lot to visit his family and friends over the years. The day in question was quite a blustery, stormy day. It was quite warm, as it is in Newquay during the summer. So one morning Will decided he wanted to take me to see this little beach called Little Fistral. Little Fistral is this beautiful smaller beach just outside Newquay where Will used to visit quite regularly when he was growing up. So I thought, happy days, more beach time, brilliant, sign me up. So we threw on the clothes and we headed on down. There's no dressing up really in Yuki. It's a very laid back surfer vibe, so it was all very, very casual. So as we were strolling along the beach, Will said, oh, there's that cave over there that we used to have our, you know, our nightly bonfires in, and we'd sit around and have some music and have a good old time. So I thought, brilliant, let's have a look. So as we went into the cave, I was mesmerised by how beautiful it was, and was taking photos and looking out to sea. And then as I turned around, there he was on his knee with a wee ring in his hand. Now, I couldn't tell you what he said. I couldn't tell you what he asked me, to be honest, because I just started crying straight away. I was just so shocked, so overwhelmed and so happy that I just couldn't stop smiling. And he actually had to kind of ask me, you know, so what's the answer to the question? Obviously the answer was yes. And there's a beautiful photo just kind of a few seconds after he proposed, of us hugging, of tears running down my face, a big smile plastered all over my face, and such a look of relief on Will's face. It's such a beautiful memory. These stories just mean so much, and I think they're really important to tell. So thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Catherine and I own Kathryns Flower Barn. I'm a wedding florist based in sort of like the Belfast, White Abbey area, but of course I go all over for all your beautiful weddings. Also, I'll just jump on here because I just caught myself in the camera. Ignore the lockdown look, please. Hair badly needs cotton coloured, and I toyed with putting on makeup, and then I was like, no, don't give anybody any false pretenses, because this is more likely how you'll see me on the morning of the wedding. Because I'm normally up at like 5 in the morning, tying ribbons on the bouquets, getting everything packed and ready to go. So on to my lovely hobby and how we got engaged. Me and Paul actually met on Tinder, twice actually. So basically we actually matched and started talking sort of, I think it was like September, October, would have been 2015. That quickly dwindled. No chat from him at all. Oh, I'd like to wind him up about that. He begs to differ, but we'll agree to disagree there. And we actually matched again. It was like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, so obviously neither of us had very exciting plans because we're both on Tinder, but yeah, we matched again, started talking, and yeah, the rest is history. We went on our first date on the 23rd of January 2016, that would have been, and then Paul proposed on the 12th of May 2018. And oh, it was just perfect. He picked the most perfect spot. We actually went up to Portstewart and he proposed on the beach. And oh, it was just so special because there was definitely one of our sort of like wee happy places, you know, that we went together. Dating, we always took our wee day trips up. We always got our wee takeout coffees, went for a walk on the beach, and then of course we always end up in the Ramore. Yes, Paul picked the ring himself. And he did a very, very good job. I don't know if you can see it there. Absolutely love it. So we went for a walk along the beach, took a wee pit stop at the dunes, sat down, just looking out the waves, and he proposed. Asked me to be his wife, and of course I said yes. It was just perfect, you know, it was just completely Paul, and it was just amazing. It was actually quite funny. So whenever he proposed, like the next day or two, I was like, oh, can we just go to City Hall, go get married, just rock up in our jeans, just go get it done. I was definitely not one for ever being fussed on like a big wedding or anything like that. But Paul, thankfully he did, you know, he said no, and he was like, we're doing it right. You know, we'll have to have a nice big day, all our friends and family, you know, we'll regret it if we don't. And I'm honestly so glad, you know, that he did do that, because it really did end up being the most perfect day. So that's our little story. Hope you enjoyed, hope it didn't bore you too much, but I'll love you and leave you all here. Bye!
Hi there, my name is Emily Rose of Emily Rose Music. I'm a professional vocalist and guitarist specialising in weddings. I've been asked today to talk about my own engagement story, which I don't think I've ever spoken about on my social media in detail, so I'm looking forward to that. I've been in the wedding business myself for just over 10 years now, with my first wedding being age 19. I sang my own song, Wild Eyes and Butterflies, as a first dance for a couple, and really that kind of encaptures the reason why I'm still in the business. To quote BJ Thomas, I'm hooked on a feeling, I'm hooked on the magic, I'm hooked on the excitement, I'm hooked on the atmosphere that weddings bring. And to say that you love your job, I know, is a real privilege, and it's one in which I can say from the bottom of my heart. So my own engagement story. It wasn't necessarily a surprise in terms of getting engaged, because we had discussed getting married for probably a few years. We got engaged on the 23rd of November, and the reason it wasn't necessarily a surprise is because I had a hand in designing the ring. When I studied in Edinburgh, I made friends with an amazing girl called Moira, and she started her own jewellery design company called Patience in Edinburgh. So I wanted to kind of bring in some family heirlooms into the ring. So we had the ring designed. All I had in terms of a say was the colour of the gemstone in the middle, and then I wanted it to be like a flower. So to match my name, Emily Rose, it's also in rose gold. That was in July last summer. So I'm not an entirely patient person, it must be known. So come October, November, I was getting a little bit curious as to when and which Matthew, my partner Matthew, was going to pop the question. I was then staying with a very close friend of mine, Lorraine, who's actually a wedding photographer, and she said to me, Emily, what are you doing this Saturday? And I said, actually that's really funny you asked me, because Matthew also was asking, I think he might want to take me for dinner. And she said, well, actually I was asking Matthew what you were doing on Saturday because I've got this photography project in Carlingford and I was wondering if you might like to come along and join me and make it into a girls' night. I agreed. I was dead excited. I love Carlingford because not only is it an amazing place to go to, but also it's the first place Matthew and I went as a couple to a family wedding of mine. I had a gig that afternoon in Belfast, so I had finished the gig, went to my parents' house, and my parents said, why don't you take the Golf, which was my old car, because it was full of petrol. So I thought that was very generous indeed. So off I went down to Carlingford. I was a little bit delayed because of the changing cars. But in advance, Lorraine had said to me, now I might not be able to answer your text messages because I will obviously be on the shoot. So I arrived to the B&B and he says, just stay there 2 seconds and I'll make sure that the room's ready for you. So I wait. Then he comes with me, he takes my bags, this is the owner. He brings me to the room and I say, oh my goodness, this is the room we stayed in before. And he said, oh yeah, just wait here and I'll run in and check the heating's on. So naively so, I am still thinking that I've arrived before Lorraine and she's not there yet. So there was me with my makeup kit, my bag, my handbag. I was like the bag lady. So I was coming into the room, bustling in. The guy said, good luck now, cheerio. And I said, thanks very much, bye now, and went into the room and there was rose petals on the bed and I dropped one bag and thought, are they rose petals? So I'm like checking the bed, feeling the petals to see if they're real, not really sure what's going on. And then I hear music playing. So then I get down and I'm on my honkers at one point looking for a radio to shut it off. And then the bathroom door in the room swings open. And there is Matthew, white as a sheet, trembling. All the bags drop and I start to hysterically laugh. I can't contain the laughter. I am like shaking, like everything's like, and then I can see he's very, very obviously nervous. I run towards him to try and relax, to tell him to calm down, it's fine. And he says, stop, will you just let me do it? So he gets down on one knee. And he says, Emily Rose, will you make me the happiest man in the world if you would be my wife? I haven't even at this point looked at the ring. I haven't even looked at the ring to the point where he's set the ring down. I'm not worried about him being upset. And then I say, a million times yes, a million times yes. We stand up, he gives me the ring, I put it on, and it is the dream ring for me. An absolute dream ring. Thank you for listening to me.
Hello, I'm Kim from Kim Annesley Hair. The lovely Kerry from Love Wedding Studio has asked me to share a little bit about my engagement story, so here goes. So my engagement story, where I got engaged in Portugal. We were on holidays and I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke when he asked me. So I had no idea that I was going to be proposed to. We'd been together about 3 years before. And he proposed with a little ring that he had gone and bought before holidays in like H. Samuel or something. It was just a little token, a silver ring with cubic zirconia. So when we got back from holidays, we decided to go ring hunting for my proper ring, and got my proper ring when we came back from holidays. And then it took a while to pick one. Actually, it took me a good few months. So I
I was engaged and I didn't have a ring right away, and because the one that he bought me was far too big, and I can't remember how long it took us to set a date, but I think we got engaged in the summertime on holidays and we got married the next summer, so probably less than a year to decide where we were going to get married, venue, date, dress, all that sort of thing.